Now, I would say the pull-up slash chin-up is probably one of the most intimidating movements in the gym. Why? Because it's one of the most difficult. It's one of those pinnacle movements. When you've achieved that, that's a pretty big deal. And it is. Why shouldn't it be a big deal for you to be able to pull up your entire body weight under your own power up to a bar, okay? Now, as far as the functionality of that movement, you could argue, unless you get chased by dogs and you gotta jump fences or whatever, like, may or may not be as functional. We did them quite a bit in the military, especially in the Marine Corps. They just love to do those. But I probably never ever used it my entire career other than when we did our fitness tests. Unique about it, but it is a great exercise for developing grip strength, upper back strength, just rigidity in your entire arm. It's pretty awesome, and it's just fun to achieve, guys. So we're going to go over the basics of the pull-up and the chin-up. Now, what can you do if you're unable to start doing one right away? Well, there's a lot of things you can do. You don't have to have a bunch of fancy equipment or extra things you can use. Like, we use resistance bands to help when assisting people, and basically people use less and less resistance to help them up, and they progress towards a body weight pull-up under their own power. Of course, we're working on other things along that time, working on grip strength, working on pulling in other directions, and also pushing as well, just developing more strength and muscle mass in those critical areas of the body. But if you're doing it on your own, we'll go over a few things that you can do. But before I do that, I'm going to go over the basics of the chin-up and the pull-up. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the chin-up. The main difference between the two guys is, as far as well as I'm concerned, there might be a whole other philosophy out there as far as what's a pull-up versus a chin-up, but the main idea is a chin-up, your palms are facing you, okay? I like to say your palms are facing your face, but that gets really confusing, so I try not to say that as often. A pull-up, your palms are facing out and away from you. They want nothing to do with it. Your palms are facing out, you got it wrapped around. Now, when we're talking about hand placement, that is the first thing you want to do. Make sure you got plenty of space on the bar you're using, and make sure that bar is nice and rigid, okay? Be careful if you're using those bars in between door frames. I've seen some bad stuff happen there. Just know what the weight capacity is and all that stuff. Make sure you got somewhere soft to land. But with this one, it's plenty rigid, so I'm not too concerned about it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna get my hands set up in a good position. So many people with a pull-up, the hands are like the last thing they do, and they just kind of get right in there. But take your time to set up your position. So with this, my palms are going to be facing me, my hands are going to be shoulder width apart. Okay, of course, there's all the variations, hands in, hands out, staggered, whatever you want to do. But we're going to keep it basic. Palms are going to be shoulder width apart, and you have one of two options. Wrap the thumb and fingers around, okay? I can either have my thumb underneath, or I can have my thumb over top. I prefer to have it wrapped around underneath because that just feels more comfortable to me. And I'm going to actually establish a nice solid grip. My knuckles are going to be pointing straight up. From here, I'm going to lower myself down under control, allowing my arms to fully extend. But here's the kicker, where most people mess up. I'm not just going to hang here like a piece of meat, just kind of hanging out. I'm actually going to engage my shoulders, and I'm going to depress my shoulder blades. I know it can be sad for them sometimes, but I'm going to depress my shoulder blades, pull them down, so I have my shoulders locked in a good position. From here, I'm going to pull straight up as I keep my arms tucked in tight to my sides, and that chin comes over the bar and back down. One of the most common mistakes when doing chin-ups or pull-ups is the elbows flare out to the sides. Okay, what we want to do is create efficient movement. If we pull straight down, that's going to pull us straight up. If we're pulling out, we're gonna put a lot of that pressure on the front of our shoulder, and it's just not going to create a good movement quality. We want to keep you out of that injury zone, so we want to keep you pulling as efficiently and effectively as possible. Plus, if those elbows are out, it's really going to hinder how much over that bar you can actually get. And yes, we do want that chin to go over the bar. The elbows flaring out is a really common issue, especially with the pull-up variation where the palms are facing out. So you may or may not run into it. That's why I tend to like the chin up. When you come down, guys, make sure those arms are getting fully extended. unless you're just really trying to get a pump with those biceps. Make sure those arms fully extend, but we're not letting those shoulders come out of place. Just make sure your reps are nice and under control. The last thing I want to talk about is on the way down, you want to make sure that you control the movement. What I don't want to see is somebody just kind of dropping in there, because there's a good chance shoulders aren't going to like that at all. Keep it in control. You don't have to move down at a snail's pace, but make sure you come down under control. When you're done with the set, make sure you have a platform to step down onto. For me, I like to use box. Again, make sure that's stable as well. Perform as many repetitions as you can, and make sure they're full range of motion repetitions. Now, what if you can't do a full pull-up or a chin-up? There's a couple different things you can do. You can choose what's best for you. The most common one is probably the flexed arm hang, where you're literally going to pull yourself up. I like to probably just jump off the box, basically get yourself up over that bar any way you can, and just hold it right here. Hold it as long as you can, even on the way down. You're just going to develop the muscles that you need for holding that position. You're also going to develop a lot of grip strength. The other one you can do, if you don't have resistance bands, you can use a partner, someone kind of pushing you up there. And the third one is the second half of whatever I just did with the flexed arm hang. Is you're basically going to pull yourself up and start descending right away. It's just called a slow eccentric, where your muscle tissue is lengthening out as you come down, but you're controlling it. Okay? And then eventually you'll be able to hold on to it for a longer period of time at the top and lower yourself down more and more. And then you can work on giving yourself less assistance on the way up and developing that over time. Last thing I'll say on the pull-up and chin-up that a lot of people overlook: the less weight you have to move, the easier it's going to be. We call this relative strength, and that's why the chin-up is so difficult. The more weight you have on your body, the more difficult it's going to be. You better believe a pull-up is going to be extremely difficult for a 250-pound man, okay, because he has a lot of weight to move. If you have some extra body fat hanging around, it'd be very helpful if you work in your nutrition and you continue to train the rest of your body on a regular basis to lower those fat levels, because the more that you have, the less weight you have to contend with, the easier the movement's going to be. So make it easier on yourself. That is one great way to increase your level of pull-ups. Okay? That's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the chin-up. Please do these on a regular basis. Get used to them. If you can't do one yet, just work on those flexed arm hangs or those slow eccentrics. If you got any questions or comments, post below. Take care. Stronger every day. Peace.